Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of To Be Dice Adventures Edge of the Empire. I'm your host, Daddy Tarzan. On all social media platforms, you can find me at Daddy Tarzan 82855. And with me is the wonderful cast and crew of To Be Dice Adventures, starting off with our wonderful pilot here, Chav.
There's me. Hi, I'm I'm Chav, and I'm playing Matt. Wait, that's backwards. I'm Matt, and I am playing Chav Visto, the pilot of Core Atlas, our wonderful group of ragtag individuals who are hella fucking rich now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, good. So good. Hello, fucking TT gamers. I am Oz, aka Son of the Ghost, on TikTok and other social media. Tonight, I am once again having the honor of playing Raw, our resident excitable bombardier, force wheeler, Thursday guy. Yeah, he's a lot. He's a lot. And yeah, the creds are rolling in. But he's not having the best of days because his brother just lied to him. So
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna see how that goes down. If it
Mm-hmm.
does,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
Damn, that's juicy, Anna. Hey guys, I'm Dia, also known as Cosplay. I play Dove, who is our Zabraki bounty hunter. Came in clutch just in the last second during our last session. Fired off a good few shots, called it a day, as she does.
Yeah.
Let's see what.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our wonderful cast for Core Atlas. We are missing, unfortunately, Victor, the Story Weaver, today. Unfortunately, due to other obligations, and he is too tired and had to take today's session off, which we are fully in support of. Take care of yourselves, and then come play. That being said, the party last left off with the after securing a hefty payload of credits after successfully infiltrating the government network and transferring the credits from the auction, as well as a little additional extra credits from a certain crime lord's bank account into their own savings, essentially, and managed to also make off with the jewel in hand with a certain extra company that the rest of the party was not made aware of, and has now made themselves known to the entire group. The story continues or picks back up where the party had just met up with one another in the depths of Port Town after the conclusion of the heist. As far as where the rest of the story will go is to be diced. Our scene begins with a in media res on a war-ravaged planet. Desolate maroon-colored dunes roll across the horizon like a sea of red sand. Our camera pans to an isolated figure alone in the middle of this maroon sea, desperately running seemingly in place. We do a quick cut up to a close-up of a familiar face, Oho, as he rushes towards what is beckoning him in the horizon. He digs deep and commands himself to run faster with desperation in his eyes. Our scene jump cuts to an interior of a village over the shoulder of view from Oho's perspective. We see Rawl bound, bloodied, and kneeling in a circle of Night Brothers. Our camera pans to an interior of a village over the shoulder of view from Oho's perspective. We see Rawl bound, bloodied, and kneeling in a circle of Night Brothers. Our camera pans to an interior of a village over the shoulder of view from Oho's perspective. We see Rawl bound, bloodied, and kneeling in a circle of Night Brothers. Standing high above him, just behind, before a temple, stands an aged human man, Taran Malikos, an outsider just like them, with the head of the chieftain in his grasp, as he declares himself the ruler of the Night Brothers and orders the execution of Rawl and Oho. Quick cut to Oho as he lunges forward in a desperate attempt to free his brother and enter the fray. We transition over to a scene shortly after, where the two brothers are seen fleeing from the village, both battered seemingly from battle, rage burning in both their eyes. We get a close-up of Rawl's eyes as the scene plays out in his mind. Taran Malikos kneeling on the ground before him. You're an outsider, just like me. You think you can be one of them. They'll never allow it. They are savages. They will never see outsiders as one of them. I learned that. And if I can't be one of them, then I will rule them. Oho raises his blade above his head, ready to strike down Malikos. We get a match cut back to the interior of both the warehouse and the museum. Immediately after, Oho takes a blaster bolt shot to the shoulder. Rawl, you suddenly feel this burning sensation in your left shoulder. And both you and Rawl, or Oho, summon your blades from the Ichor. But before you stands the droid. Before Oho, the guard that just shot. And in your fervor, the two of you strike down the target before you simultaneously. Wipe cut back to the depths of Port Town. There in the center of the abandoned city, or the abandoned alleyways, Rawl, Oho, Chav, Dove, and Eliza. Who speaks first?
Don't say Chav. For the love of the Force, don't let it be Chav. Speaking of the Force, now that I think about it, do we want to roll our Force die?
Oh yeah.
Good point. And now would be a good time to go ahead and present the table, Matt.
Before that is what is going to be uttered is spoken.
It's one dark side,
Oh fuck.
two dark side.
Not looking good.
Heart of the cards.
Oh, shit. Oho came in clutch. Saved your guys' ass.
That's
Three dark, too light. All right.
That about sums up what the session's gonna be like. Awesome.
Oh my god.
foreboding to say the least.
Woo. All right. So, In this awkward silence, Eliza just takes in the immediate company around her. Oho, she's already familiar with, but Rawl, Chav, and Dove are new to her. But there's an air of familiarity to Rawl for her. And she's starting to connect the pieces as her gaze turns to Oho.
As Rawl perceives the familiarity of a look between the two. Mid sip of the beer that he and Chav are just sharing back at the apartment, slowly puts it down. Right then, what's this? Taking more strays again. I'm referring to Eliza as he's speaking to his brother. And you didn't tell me this time. Strange.
Hey, as much tension as there is going on here, I don't think a stray would really be the best way to put this, as we were following her the other day.
Looks her up and
Indeed.
down again, like really taking in her actual appearance this time, trying to like, zone in on her face. Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Ojo and we had a nice little thing. I thought that I was gonna have to drive a speeder into a fancy hotel. Didn't have to do that, and mystery happened, and Ojo showed back up and said everything was good.
And now we have a Jedi with a malfunctioning saber warning the jewel. I saw
Oh,
what she
that's right. You saw that. The rest
I
of
saw
you, this is new to you guys.
know that, and I know that because I know someone else who's got an issue of his who needs it fixed. It was fixed too, but haven't gone on to yet.
At the mention of Jedi, Raw immediately springs to his feet and is like he hasn't summoned it yet, but you can see the mystic energy of the Ichor starting to form in his hand. And what are you doing consorting with Jedi, brother?
She needed help. And I felt her assistance in this job would be necessary.
And you didn't stop and think to inform me? Throughout all this time, how long has this been going on?
Not long. Since Chav and I followed her back up to the Yarth Bespin in the Plaza
So
District.
basically, the whole time, we were planning and debating and planning and getting our necks on the chopping block. This one's been skulking about, and you didn't think to tell me.
I wasn't sure of what to make of her involvement, and I had to be sure.
What, you think I was just gonna fly off the handle again? Good old Raw, ready to blow it up again, right?
He Goes to speak, but Eliza raises her hand up first. I know my presence here presents some level of contention for you all.
Damn right it does. It's almost like putting a target on our back now.
The
And
target was our. I assure
Chav
you.
was just gonna say the target's already on our backs. Technically, I mean, you know what we just did, so
Sure.
Yes, and it was accentuated by the fact that you just tapped into the Force. I felt that. Your connection with your brother.
I'm no Jedi.
No. But you wield some level of the Force, and that's all the same to those who would seek to wield it.
Chav's gonna look over at Ron and you've been able to use the Force this whole time. You never fucking told me, both of you. Do you know what we could have been able to do?
That's
Listen, the Night Sisters do not train us in the Force as you and this Jedi think of it.
I don't
course,
care what
they're-
time of day. I don't care what time of day your little sisters do whatever, but you know we can be making some serious coin with what you can do with that.
It doesn't work that way.
the
Plus,
connection
our
to the
training
Force
was
is inconsequential. The matter at hand needs to be dealt with. We are sitting targets here out in the open, as I'm sure you can hear right now. As she tilts her head up, you can hear the klaxons of alarms blaring overhead. We have more pressing matters to deal with. And you have what I need. As she points to the gem currently in Oho's possession.
Chav, not knowing things about the rest of the party, is just going to kind of smirk, crack his knuckles, and go, that's what I step in. That sounds like you are, my dear, a buyer.
I'm sure that the gem you carry will bring you a rich haul of credits. And I cannot compensate you for that loss, but I must ask you to hand it over to me.
Sure. If you put 750,000 credits in my hand, that's half price of what this thing just sold for. Ain't gonna find a better deal.
I'm sorry, but I cannot facilitate your greed. I'm afraid that I require it for more noble purposes.
And how urgently do you need this thing?
The sooner the better.
The sooner the better, so not right here and now. So how about we hand it over to our original buyers and then you can get it back from them? Probably much easier than you could have had from a museum back there. Once it's out of our hands, we don't give a fuck what happens to it, do we? That's a job.
damn right we don't. This mission has caused enough trouble already.
Yeah, we give this to somebody else. You being a Jedi, you just kind of, and with that, like, all of a sudden something clicks in Chav's brain, and he covers his eyes and looks down. And he goes, "You're not gonna wave your hand and make me hand it over to you, are you?"
A smirk will creeps just spreads across her lips as you get a sense that he's pondered it for a moment, but hasn't gone any further into that thought than just letting it cross her mind. No, and I assure you that covering your eyes wouldn't save you from that type of influence, but
Is it a sound thing or like a? Never mind.
I would like to achieve this or acquire this gem with the least amount of obstruction as possible, and given the great lengths that I've gone so far, I would prefer to acquire it in this situation amongst reasonable folk like yourselves than
I
having
think
to risk
these
harming
folks.
others. Say again, Dove?
If you think reasonable is an accurate word, you seriously misjudge these people. And if you've waited all this time to get your hands on the gem, then I'm sure you can wait a few more hours for it to be just a little bit less guarded.
Chev, at this time, you receive a message. You go to open it, it's heavily encrypted. But there's a code. It's a coded message, or it's a redacted message, but you pick up on the key letters that aren't redacted, and it spells out "keep the gem." If you show this to Dove, Dove would immediately recognize that it's whose it came from.
Yeah, let's go with that. Not necessarily that Chav would just be like, "Hey, look at this," but it's obvious enough that if Dove was the least bit curious, she could look over and see.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dove, you recognize that same level of encryption, heavily encrypted, military grade. You get a good sense of who's sending this message.
The big shot's waiting. How much longer do you want to keep him like that?
I'm sure that the people that hired you for this job are expecting you to call them soon. If there's a means for us to exchange the gem without the risk of any more harm coming to anyone, I'd prefer that. But I suppose we can hold off on that conversation till we're in more secure locations. With that, Oho will then speak up. I'm sure contractor would like an appraisal of the situation by now. So,
Taking in the situation and the fact they arrived together, Raw's gonna turn to Oho. Please, the love of all that is sacred, please tell me you didn't promise this force-wielding porg the gem, the one we worked so hard to get.
he remains silent.
I see how it is. Right. Chev, let's call this our Shen fellow and get off this godforsaken rock.
All right. Unless you want to come up with 750,000 credits real quick.
I don't have the means to to compensate you at that degree. I'm sure you've heard the rumors. Jedi don't believe in the material.
Well, money's a construct and all that jazz, but you still need it to eat. So, either way, I'll give you a respectful no hard feelings, and we gotta make a call.
She, her gaze turns over to Oho, who gives her a respectful nod, and she nods in return. I suppose I will hear from you all later, then. Might I suggest you get off the streets quickly? It's not safe out here.
Of that we
And
know.
with that, Eliza departs.
Yeah, and the
Finally.
force be with you and also with you.
With that, we officially have completed Chapter 2 of the Jewel of Yavin. Congratulations. Let's continue on, shall we? So, you just get a message from a cryptic source telling you to hold on to the gem. You have another person that is anticipating a call, an update of sorts on how the heist went. And at the moment, no. And at the moment, yeah, you have a moment to discuss with yourselves before making any action or taking any actions.
So that's fun.
Could have
So
gone
we're gonna-
better.
Yeah, probably. Anyway,
Nice.
we got a gem to relocate. We got a call to make. We got some money to withdraw from two people's accounts. Yeah, we got a busy evening ahead of us after a much busy day.
I suppose we should start with benefactor
Right.
or a contractor.
Rawl is pointedly not looking at Oho right now.
I'm sure he's not. All right. So, what's the first order of business? We making the call?
Make a call.
All right. Pull out your holo communicator and establish connection with Arn Shen. Arn Shen's response is animated and full of delight when he hears the good news. Magnificent. I knew you could do it. You made us all very, very rich. You know that, yes? There's a
Tell him
brief
something
pause.
we don't know.
I have your location on the scanner. Sit tight. I'll direct away attention from your position. And I'll send an automated speeder to pick you up and bring you to a safe location so we can discuss how to handle the transfer of the gem. Well done, everyone. With that, he disconnects. And the four of you remain. Few tense moments seem to stretch into hours, and the periodic sound of alarm klaxons, almost certainly a result of some facet of your heist, only makes matters worse. Finally, a perfectly nondescript droid-driven airspeeder drifts out of traffic patterns and drops down onto the platform where you've been anxiously waiting. The door opens with a quiet hiss, and the interior beckons. Maybe you'll get away with this after all.
Small cleaning house. Back when Raw was dealing with the droid, would he have been able to obtain any kind of parts from the droid in that period of time?
A limb or two, maybe. Yeah, maybe a limb. Nothing too heavy.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, he
Something
would have
easily
that.
stowable, so that way it wouldn't be obvious to the public that you just vandalized a government property.
What about internal circuitry? Any of that? He was able
Well,
to
you
get
did
that from the
have
black box.
you could have probably pried. I mean, actually, y- cutting cutting into the Durasteel was an endeavor in itself. Trying to pry it open by hand from that point would have been a daunting challenge in itself.
Okay.
So,
Never mind. He didn't take anything.
but in front of you guys, an automated speeder stands with the door open, waiting for you to load.
Can I just do a quick check of the speeder to make sure there's no bombs attached underneath or anything like that? Just in case.
I'd also like to assist.
Give me an average, your choice, mechanics or computers check.
Computers.
Is that a boost die for the
4
base set?
successes, 1 advantage.
Never mind. You don't need it.
And this is a computers check. You look over the speeder, and you'll take notice to some odd wiring rearrangements. You'll also pick up on some power fluctuations coming from the rearrangement of the wire harness. Do you investigate further into these wires?
Yeah, is that indicative of tampering?
Yes. The wires that you found, the adjusted wire harness, yes, that would be indicative of tamperment.
Yeah, let's see what's going on with that. Is that another
Okay.
roll?
Yes, it's going to be a hard mechanics roll at this time.
Cool.
I'm going to cash in a dark side to upgrade to a challenge.
Can I assist and give a boost die? Oh.
Hey, Raul, come take a look at this.
Same. Raw will come over, bend down. What exactly am I looking at here?
Wait.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Before you roll, wait. Before you roll. This is a vehicle we are checking?
Yes.
Shit.
Wait
I
a
don't
minute.
think that's going to work.
But I have something. Where is it?
You know
Would
what?
this
Maybe
go ahead?
you go first.
Would this speeder count as an item?
No,
Okay.
the vehicle.
Okay. So
I have
that
something
being
else
said,
going.
um, with this counting as a vehicle, um, Chav bought 2 sets of mechanical Dianaga for the race, which are
Yep.
basically very small fine-tuned tools to work on computer systems of vehicles and starships.
Mhm.
He bought one for himself and one for Dove. Therefore, if Dove was using this, the actual effect says that it would remove 2 setback dice from checks to remove system strain from starships. But would this allow any other type of advantage in this case? Since we're not trying to use or reduce system strain, but we are trying to do other things mechanically.
I mean, I would say it would only give you like a boost, but
There's one more boost than we had before, buddies.
yeah, still gotta compensate for this despair.
So that's 1 boost.
hmm
And
So you're getting a total of 3 boosts.
Oh,
sweet.
you might. You're gonna
It's
get
a hard mechanics check. So yeah, mechanics roll.
If
To
we
investigate
cash
for
in
the
a force die, can we eliminate that despair?
no.
Fuck.
but um
Motherfucker. All right.
You got something, Ro?
yeah, I'm trying to. I have 2 things technically that could work here. It might at least generate a boost die for you.
We'll take it.
The manipulate basic power force user may spend 1 destiny point to cause 1 vehicle or starship he is engaged with to recover 1 system strain. User may activate this multiple times.
You're muted, Chad.
I also have another thing as well called control. Ongoing effect. Commit 1 force point. Increase the system strain threshold of a vehicle or starship at engage range by 3 per force point committed. And I have one more thing, but that would require me to make a hard mechanics check.
I'm looking at 2 boosts. 2 ability yellow dice and 3 boosts at the moment.
4 boost. If
4
Tarzan
boosts.
allows my thingy.
4 boosts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. What's up? Sorry, I had to get clarification on what's going to happen here.
We just compiled all our resources.
All
Everyone's
right.
having
Let's roll.
Did I roll? 1 success, 5 advantages. Damn. Can we swap that?
So I have this thing called contraption. Once per session, make a hard mechanics check to fashion a device to solve a current problem with just using the tools and parts on hand.
That's going to require some time, and Dove is currently in the middle of investigating a series of altered wires and whatnot, trying to investigate the source of the issue. So time is not up.
Do we know what Iron Shen is now?
Aran Shen is you don't have any idea where he's at. You just have a sense that he was sending this car to bring you to him.
Can we shoot him a message and say his car might have been tampered with? We might as well just walk.
Before that, I do have one last thing that has just come to my attention that might help our roll. Victor has given Bardic Inspiration.
Yo.
um,
Thank
so, as of right now, Dove, you are currently in the middle of investigating this wire harness situation.
Mhm.
As that's going down, Rawl, you're standing off to the side of the vehicle, trying to come up with, trying to create something in your mind that would help facilitate a quicker or facilitate a faster process of investigating what the alteration to this wire harness could possibly mean. Chev, you're hovering over Dove's shoulder to try and to get a look at what she's saying, and Oho is just standing by the back of the vehicle, close to you, Rawl, keeping a distance due to the tension that had just arose, but remaining close enough by. Dove, you trace the wire harness back to the back seat. Lift up the cushions. And before you, a massive bomb.
What did I say? What did I say?
Rawl, in this moment, time starts to slow down around you. You look over to Oho. And it's strange, but it's like you see a pulse of air sweep over Oho. Immediately, the scent of burning hair reaches your nostrils. And you watch as the skin begins to peel away from Oho's face. Inside the vehicle, as you turn, Dove and Oho and Chav are engulfed in flame before you. This pulse wave emits further out, passing you, seemingly not touching you. You watch everyone around you burn to cinder. And then something switches, and you watch it all play back in reverse. Just as Dove finds the wire harness and begins to go in further into the vehicle. Right before she discovers the bomb. What do you do? Before you go any further, let's go ahead and get our lovely Oh, in the mix. Made a liar out of me.
First of all,
Resist.
welcome.
You couldn't resist.
Second of all, I'm telling on Tarzan because I told him that you gave us bardic inspiration, and he did not do anything with it.
Not a damn thing.
I gave a vision is what I did.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll take it. In what I know about planetary speeders, is it relatively safe to assume that you can quickly switch off the automated function? And
I'm gonna go ahead and say you have a second to make a decision. Stop them from investigating the vehicle any further, or let it play out and see if you get a different result.
those are my only two options.
As of right now, Dove is currently tracing that wire harness back to the back seat.
Is she inside the vehicle?
Currently, yes.
Fuck. And Chav is just like looking in.
Chav is inside, helping her figure out what the hell the alteration is. Sorry, Aho, I killed you in Rawl's vision.
Doesn't count.
You got
Well, you can't see him, so the fire can't find him. The explosion wouldn't be able to find him.
I'm gonna spend a strain in order to try and grab Dove's ankle. I'm gonna fling open the back door, grab Dove, whatever body part is able to be grabbed, grab Dove, and then grab Chav by the collar and yank him back into the apartment, shutting the door.
No, you guys are, mind you, again, you're still in Port Town, down in the depths. You haven't gotten up to the higher levels because of the fact that the heist had just gone down.
Right.
You guys aren't at the apartment. You're on a landing platform down in the lower depths of Port Town.
Okay. Let me back up then. If when I saw the vision, were the walls of where we were coming out of, were they affected by the blast?
There is no walls. You're on a landing platform.
Or we're on a landing. Okay, we're not at the apartment anymore.
No, you're way too far down to. You're down.
Now.
Okay. You get a sense that the bomb itself has a failsafe, and if it's discovered, that's what triggers the bomb. So you got to make a decision now. Get them out of that vehicle and stop them from finding that bomb.
Yeah. He's gonna try and grab Dove and Chav simultaneously, spending whatever strain needed for the maneuver.
All right. You don't need to spend strain. You just rush in, grab them both, and yank them out. Just as Dove was about to start lifting the back seat of in the car to discover the bomb. Chav, Dove, you're getting yanked out of the car all of a sudden. Mind you, the results of what you rolled, you have not seen, so you're not aware of what you were about to discover. You just know you're getting yanked out of the car all of a sudden.
Raw, now successfully dragging them out, collapses to the ground, heaving deep breaths as he is trying to wrap his brain about what has just happened.
Yeah, Raw. The two of you look at him, Raw. He is drenched in sweat, almost as if he just got like a flash burn or something like that, and he's just recovering from that experience. There's a wildness in his eyes as he tries to rationalize what he just saw for the first time, and the fact that you guys are still alive.
All is on him. Like, check.
In between heaving breaths, he goes, "Don't get in the car. It's And if you do, we're all dead.
I don't
By
know.
this By this point, you guys are a substantial distance away from the vehicle, as Rawl wouldn't have stayed anywhere, kept you guys anywhere near that vehicle. Only mere seconds after he tells you this, you hear the speeder begin to lift off, and a cacophonous explosion goes off just overhead. 20 seconds after liftoff.
I think that Oho would want to. I think Oho would basically say to the group, "Move," and it would.
Sorry, Victor, your audio's cutting out hard.
Sorry, my bad. This internet might not be great. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Excellent. So there's like a loud thing outside. I don't know what it is. Um, Oho would basically be attempting to tell the group as soon as he hears the explosion, sort of go like move and attempt to look for any pathway that could lead him to just take them to a hiding spot, concealed location, or somewhere that is not going to be just a standard outside street or any location like that. He's just trying to get Raul out of sight and the rest of the party in case someone was. He's also partially just scanning the area because there's a part of him that is like, if there was an explosion and that was the plan, there may have been someone tasked with making sure that the action, like, it was successful. So like he would be keeping an eye on that as well.
All right. Let's go ahead and lower that a little bit. At this time, Oho's going to roll a perception check. I'll roll that for him due to his situation.
I will also say that if that perception check is going to be challenged against someone's ability, I would like to also use my sense advantage to give them 2 difficulty die or a trying to hide.
I got you. All right. Let's go ahead and get these guys added onto the map, shall we? You guys make your way down to the lower levels below the platform that you were just on. A sense of urgency seen in Oho's mannerisms, as well as coupled with the fact that your ride that you were supposed to be on just exploded only 20 seconds after takeoff, and all of you are looking around quickly, trying to come up with trying to see what is in store ahead of you. And overhead, you guys see an Aero 7 airspeeder descending upon the wreckage before you guys. At this time, several members start pouring out of this vehicle, 6 in total. And you can hear the alarms of cloud car sirens quickly approaching the location after hearing this explosion. Let's go ahead and get initiative from everyone. her away. Okay. So, oh yeah, need a perception check from. No, it's right in front of you. So yeah, let's go ahead and roll initiative from everybody. So either cool or vigilance from everyone. Victor, what would you prefer for Oho?
That'll be vigilance, my sir.
All right.
I think you need to roll again, though, on the initiative tracker.
Guard. All right. All right. We need one more PC. Oh wait, one of them is a PC. Never mind. I think this one was for PC. There you go. All right, cool. So before you all, a squad of what you can only assume is Shen's goons pouring out of this airspeeder, quickly trying to investigate the wreckage before you. You secure the gem in your pack to keep it out of sight, and the four of you are immediately. You have two directions that you can, or that you can find: left, down an alleyway, or take off down the streets out in the open.
Is there a vehicle that is not exploded and currently unoccupied?
Not currently. The only one that you see is the ones that the goons are pouring out of right now.
Guys, I can't help you.
Just to be-
rolls. Go ahead.
No, sorry. Just to be clear, are we currently attempting to go back to the Chimera?
That's the plan. But you're gonna have to figure that out on the run, I'm assuming.
Okay, I just wanted to know whether or not like that's the direction we're headed.
Right. You got. You
Before anything.
guys got to figure that out on the go.
Between us and my baby.
That's a good question, huh? We are currently down the depths of Port Town.
Fuck.
Landing Bay 124A is where your ship is currently on. So you're not too far. You just got to get to a lift. But you got to lose your tail now. And
Are we spotted currently?
that's a good question. As of right now, no. You don't
Good.
think, at least.
Rawl pulls out his foot speeder, the partner. You see him get on it. And he pulls out one of the ion grenades in his possession.
I'm missing
Roll back
another.
to-
I'm missing a PC for initiative.
Yeah, I think it was Dove because you didn't trigger the initiative before she rolled.
Sorry. Yeah, I need you to roll one more time, Dove.
I rolled so well though.
Sorry.
Can it not be added like manually?
Oh, that's a good point. You rolled.
2 successes. One
I
advantage.
see it. Okay. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Oh, you didn't. 2.1, 1.2. Go ahead and add you.
Dove and Chav rolled the same thing, so we should be in the same slot, basically.
Revert to NPC. I'll just revert to PC. So all four of you managed to go first before the NPC, so that's good. So you guys can all make your turn at the same time. What's your plan? You were just almost assassinated. What is Core Atlas doing?
How far away are they?
Uh,
What the are we looking at?
They're currently over by the wreckage, which would be about medium range from you.
Can I?
Let's go ahead and get them a perception check to see if they can spot you.
Can I shoot the ship?
What?
They're landing.
Wait a minute.
Their airspeeder.
Yeah. If I can get it ablaze, that's ideal.
What? No. Don't do
What
it.
do you mean
We
no?
don't have to. We don't have to do it right now. I was gonna
But I need to.
pull them away.
Oh, okay. They did not spot you, so they are currently heavily invested in that wreckage before you. The airspeeder. You want to target it, huh?
Unless Raul says otherwise, because you can see Dove lining up a nice clean shot.
Mm.
Not the sharpest time for Raul. Always trying to be like, if I need to put your armor on my shoulder to like carry you, I will.
Okay, above the table, right? Raul is going to serve as a distraction. He has his ion grenade, which is going to stun them. You wait like a few minutes for them to give chase, and then
Ion grenades only work against droids.
they still disorient.
Disorient is not stun.
Correct.
It gives them disadvantage, but it's not a
yeah.
stun. So above the
It'll make you harder to hit, but yeah.
above the table, if that is all that we can offer currently, Ojo being Ojo would think it wiser to attempt to try to move away from these people since we have not been spotted. And then if something needs to be done to throw their direction, maybe the person with the highest stealth can do it without having to reveal their location.
That being said, let's go ahead and get a group stealth check from everyone, just to make sure that no one's, making themselves
You got this,
openly obvious.
You don't have to worry about Chav on stealth.
The farthest
he ain't-
distance I can shoot
he ain't
is at long
Ojo.
range, so I can snipe from a distance as well.
Yep. Raul, you're in the wind.
Yeah, buddy.
Dove's in the wind. Fucking Jesus!
I hope you
Oh.
do not let me down, Tarzan. You're rolling for me.
not.
Do not.
Oh, where you at, buddy? All right, buddy.
Like
Oh, you
3
got
boost die.
no worries here. You should be fine. Oh yeah. Oh.
Pocket those triumphs. Gonna
Wow.
That is a
Gonna-
collective total of 12 successes, 11, 12, 13 advantages, and 2 triumphs as a group.
Sheesh.
Look at this.
We're in the
Sheesh.
wall.
yeah,
Look over
buddy.
here.
Sheesh.
Look at them stats.
Jesus.
30.
Listen, there's a few things that we're good at as a group. Staying out of sight is one of them.
That's
Is
fair.
I
it?
hope so.
Wait, the
Collective
triumphs were
will?
mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you did me justice.
I'm glad I could be of service. To my own dismay. All right. Yeah. The goons don't see you. That's for sure.
Damn right.
Yeah, they're currently heavily invested into the crash site, and they quickly spill out of the vehicle and start rushing towards the wreckage and try and sift through what they can without getting injured themselves.
Yeah, honestly.
Mind you, that speeder that you were supposed to get in, completely demolished. Like it as you look upon it, there was a good chance that some of you wouldn't have made it.
So what you're saying is that it looks like what Chav and Dove looked like after the first round of racing. Got it.
Yeah.
Almost
Thanks,
as
yeah.
bad.
But I'm telling you, man, assassination attempt directly after a job. Amateur hour. That's why you check.
Indeed.
So, you guys make your way down the alleyway.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
wonderful as the go on without me, I'll pull them away plan is. We are in the wind right now. They think we're
Yep.
dead in a wreck, so we should just put as much distance between us and them as possible.
No, I'm
And Chav is
I'm
just
set
going
with
to
them.
say, Chav is just going to say under his breath, "Nobody tries to blow me up except me."
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would say that Ojos is, if needed, helping Raul, and his focus is the way that he usually just blends in and disappears. Whatever strategies he uses to like disappear behind an alleyway, go behind the street, blend with a corner or with a crowd. That's what he's looking at right now, but not just for him, but for the whole party. But all of it with the intent of Raul. But I'm going to say he is consistently looking for whatever eyes are on him.
okay.
Paranoid as he is, survivalist as he is, he does not believe that only those goons are involved in this current state of affairs.
Are you going to share this information with Raul?
I would say that Ojo probably, the moment that it grabs you and starts to pull you into the alleyway, he would probably just tell you something like, eyes open. And I feel like at this, you would know that more often than not, when he says eyes open, it just means there may be something out there beyond what we already know that he hasn't spotted. So he hasn't told you where it is, otherwise he would tell you. So eyes open just means he's looking for something. He hasn't spotted anything yet, but he doesn't believe that that's like, oh, we're in the clear.
At the time that you touched his shoulder, he kind of pushes you off really abruptly, but then his mind refocuses at what you were saying and is, oh, wait. And then he's also doing the exact same thing. The momentary spat that he has with Oho forgotten, as he is completely now focused on the task at hand.
All right. You guys are making your way through the alleyways, trying to do your best to avoid detection. And another player enters the table.
Like a player?
Not necessarily a player, but an NPC player.
Okay.
Somebody's hot on your trail. Hot on your trail indeed. You guys are making your way through the alleyways. By this point, you feel like you're in the clear. That is until you see a familiar figure, long-limbed, furried exterior with pointed ears and a bat-like nose. You see him overhead as he's looking down at you. Gantel Dro. And he holds up his communicator to his mouth, his face as he relays your position. You are re-engaged. As you were making your way through the city, the depths of the city, you are now being pursued by Gantel and his security forces from Mars's security team. And you're weaving through traffic, foot traffic, as well as air speeders, and your immediate thought process is, we need to break line of sight. This we have to lose. We have to lose them. Oh, in your rush, you're able to spot ahead a Hollow Parks gallery. The Cloud City starport is big enough that the massive crowds give you hope that you might not be found. You have never been so painfully aware of how many security cameras are in the average starport. However, not to mention the legion of armed guards. You've barely even cleared the departure gate when you hear someone shouting for you to freeze. It's definitely going to be one of those days. You guys are nearing a possible escape route, but are currently being pursued by both local security in the shape of the Wing Guard, as well as Mars Grayson's security forces with Gantel Dro. I need to do a 100 roll.
Can I
All right.
impose 2 setback die on that?
This is just for an environmental.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
Keep that in mind. Whatever next check.
The group of you rush in. The images around you shimmer and morph, replaced with a strangely linear landscape. Tall, green crystalline spires fashioned into homes and other buildings make up vast cities that stretch toward the deep blue skies. Exquisitely dressed citizens with beautiful facial adornments walk serenely through the carefully laying streets, infusing the entire scene with a sense of calm and tranquility. It's fitting. Very fitting. This is your opportunity to try and lose them. But as you enter into the Hollow Park, Mars Grayson's security team, as well as the Wing Guard, begin to open fire on you. This is where the initiative will begin. You guys are now currently ducking behind these crystalline structures, avoiding the hollow projected citizens that walk amongst you, and overhead you can see the various volleys of blaster fire. Let's go ahead and initiate combat. So who's going to go first?
What are they following on? Are they back on the speeder?
No, you guys are inside of the Hollow Parks Gallery, which is a attraction in the port, in the spaceport for tourists. It's essentially an extravagant display of various different planets throughout the galaxy, and these displays are projected from via droids and hollow platforms that project different terrain features and whatnot. So as you progress through the display or the park, various platforms will raise and float and traverse around you. So the environment's constantly evolving around you.
So the question is, are they on foot?
Oh yeah, everybody's on foot. They're currently taking cover behind control panels and holographic terrain features.
How far away?
Everybody in this situation will be considered at short range or close range.
How big is this space you said?
It's a fairly decent space, decently large space, but it's numerous motion detecting sensors. Change the holograms accordingly, creating. It's a pretty large space, yeah.
Are they like clumped together in like an L formation, but ducking behind platforms? Is that the visual that I'm getting in my head?
No, these are highly trained military men. That they're going to have staggered positions and they're going to be spaced out accordingly. At most, you'll probably, if you're attempting an area kill, you'll probably get at least 2, but no more than that. Everybody's pretty spaced out. So you got 2 teams of 6, a wing guard team, and then the Grayson security team. They both are in pursuit of you from 2 different angles, one from your east and then one directly from your south. And you guys are currently pushing through the Hollow Park northward. So you guys have taken up a similar defensive position as well, staggered and not localized to each other, so that way to avoid any possible collateral engagement. But yeah, let's. Who's taking the first turn in combat?
You mentioned there's multiple levels to this park, with the floating platforms between them.
Say again.
Is there multiple levels to this area with the floating platforms like going between them? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. You can get a higher position if you wanted to utilizing the platforms. If you wanted a higher vantage point, you could definitely achieve it with with 2 maneuvers. You could get to a higher position in this turn.
yeah, I would like to do that.
All right. So with that, you give up your action to do so. Is that all right? So you just won't be able to shoot this round, but you'll use both your. You'll get 2 maneuvers that will facilitate you to get your elevated position this turn.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys watch as Dove crosses through in front of you, or dodging the blaster fire. Some glancing blows off of her armor. Nothing serious. She climbs up onto several elevated platforms that gets her to a position of advantage. Who's next?
So, sorry, following from that, quick draw. Once per round on the character's turn, I can draw an easily accessible weapon as an incidental instead of a maneuver. Would that allow me to shoot it?
An incidental allows you to, or just allows you to pull out a different weapon if you wanted it. It doesn't allow you to shoot.
That's fine.
So if you have like a log rifle out and you wanted to pull out your pistol, you could do that without requiring an action to do so.
Would they remain generally like short range of us in this area?
Generator? No. Not easily accessible.
Are they generally the distance they would remain? Is it going to stay as short regardless of what level we're at?
As long as you maintain sustained fire and keep them at bay, yeah, a lot of them will remain in short distance from you.
Good to know. Okay.
All right. Up next.
Isn't it an action to make a check, a perception check?
No. What are you trying to see?
Trying to see if there is either an exit on the ground floor or an exit up near where Dove is.
Trying to find a new escape route. Okay. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my homie into the initiative. There we go. Why did I get 2?
I don't know.
I'm confused. How did I get 2 NPCs at the front? We're going to turn you to a PC, you to a NPC, and then... Wait, Dove just went.
Yes.
So
So
that...
next to another player character.
So this... Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's what happened. All right, so that one is Gantel. Okay, because Gantel just entered the initiative. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Gantel's going to take this opportunity to take a shot from his position. He's at medium range. He's going to take a shot at Oho.
I'm using my dodge ability to give them an extra level of difficulty and adding 1 strain to myself.
Okay. So it increases the difficulty?
Yeah, by 1.
Okay, and that's that. Okay. And rolling. Okay. That's a hit for 9 damage. Yep, 9 damage. And you watch as he bounds from his position further back up to be online with his another soldier on one of the projection terrain, a hollow terrain projector. And that ends his turn. Next.
Sir,
player.
wait. Sir DM,
Yes.
did Oho take any healing in between getting the gem and now?
I would say retroactively, yes. You would have, if you would have, given your situation, yeah, you would probably would have stemmed up or whatnot prior to this session.
Okay.
You had plenty of time. I just didn't think about it during the start of the session. All right. Oho, you succeed with an advantage. The shadow of one of the crystal spires crosses over you, and the starport's lighting diminishes accordingly. The character, you are cast into relative darkness, granting a defense of 1 due to cover for the next round. So your defense is increased to 1, or increased by 1.
How did that come to be?
That was he rolled an advantage for his perception check, and then that was the result for his advantage, and the hollow terrain just shifted at that time and gave him a extra bit of cover. While that happened, Rawl, you also were able to spot towards the northeast a exit to a platform that is in the direction of where the vehicles are, or where some vehicles could be found that you could possibly hotwire and try and get away from these guys. But you'll have to get past them or try and lose them through this park.
So they are positioned at the doorway behind us. We are now in the park.
Yep, you guys are in about midway into the park. You got the Cloud City guard coming in from the east. You have Gantel Dro and Grayson's security team following you from the south. And Dove just crossed over and got to an elevated position above you, and with that platform that she was on had shifted and created a tall spire that gave you the darkness cover that you were given, and yeah, you can see to your northeast. You just have to weave through some of the hollow terrain. It looks like you're in the middle of a city plaza, or a bazaar of some sort, and you just got to navigate through the citizens and the shopping carts that you're currently seeing to get to that exit.
Okay, so it's like a bunch of little flea market type stuff.
Currently, nothing actually physical. It's just all hollow projections from droids and projectors. So,
Okay.
but you can use that to your advantage to try and distract your pursuers.
Last question: do I see, with that perception check, do I see a route that Dove could take back that northeast quadrant up there on the upper level?
There's a couple neighboring towers that she can use to traverse to get to other locations, but this terrain is constantly shifting, so her position is not always going to be a position of advantage. It's just all dependent on how the terrain reacts to your guys' movement.
Got it. Okay. I still have the smoke grenades. So I am going to lob one smoke grenade in a centralized location behind us.
Okay. Give you guys some more cover. All right.
Yep.
I'll grant additional point of defense to all of the players, so you guys can increase your defense to 1.
Okay.
Rawl, your defense is still 1 because you got the protection from the shadow, but the smoke grenade essentially acts as the same thing, so it doesn't stack.
Oh, gotcha. But so it doesn't impair their vision at all?
It
So you're
still
saying-
impairs their vision. It impairs their vision. It's just not this. It's not going to give you 2 points of defense. And it's still just the 1.
Got it. That's fine. The plan was to impair vision.
Yep.
Yeah, he is going to try and weave his way in a serpentine pattern through
Okay.
all of that as much distance as he can cover to that
All right.
east area. Before he leaves the group, though, in his direction, he's going to inform them, like, look, right,
Point out that
we have a doorway over there. I think we can make an escape. I don't think it's a good idea to engage them in here, as there are a bunch of things that could go wrong. So follow me.
Oh yes.
And then with that, he will make his way towards that area.
All right. You make your way. You use your action to throw the grenade, and then you use your maneuver to move from medium distance to long towards weaving through the citizens of Christophosis, and make for that northeast door. Up next player. That also gives them an increased defense.
So who hasn't gone? Is it just me and...
You and Oho.
That's also a radius of 3, by the way, that smoke grenade.
Okay.
Do you have a plan, Victor?
I would say that one thing that Oho would probably say that maybe is understandable for everybody, but wouldn't have as much context for anyone other than Raul, would be he probably would look at Raul and have a moment where he says in a very like knowing way, like they've done this before. He says, "Divide the herd, cut out the head." Uh, the head referring to Gentle Drow, and obviously the herd, the group of like wherever they're going to just try to disperse them, because he knows that if he can get the jump on people individually, he has the potential of help to thin the herd. But I also wanted to ask:
Mhm.
Is Gentle Drow with a group, or is he in a different position where, like, if like by himself as a standalone?
No, he's currently next to. He took up a position last you saw next to one of his trailing security team. So he's with one other person right now. From the trajectory of his current path, he was making his way towards the center of his group.
Towards the center of his group?
Yeah.
Was he making the way to the center of this group with this other individual or by himself?
He was essentially moving by himself to get into the center of his group, so he can give them, so he can more effectively command his team.
All right. The question that I have is: could I intercept Gentle Drow stealthily before he can get to his group?
He's already with one person. You're currently at medium range, so it's going to take him. It's going to take 2 maneuvers to get to him, but that's going to give up your action to do so.
Okay. It's probably not going to work then.
You can get to you can try and utilize the cover that you just got from the smoke grenade to try and take up a position that you could utilize to hide and hopefully get the drop on him and isolate him from the group.
That is sort of what I would like to do.
Okay.
Take the advantage of the position after relaying the information of the herd and the snake, and his eyes like looking in the direction of Kendall Drow. He would attempt to use that cover to find, especially if there are platforms that go up and down. If he can if he can get himself to an elevated position where he can just like perch or like keep track of Gentle Drow, so he can get like the literal jump on him.
Okay.
He would like to attempt to do that.
All right, go ahead and roll me an average. Actually, make that a hard. No, average because you got smoke cover. Stealth check as you maneuver into position to get a hidden location.
All right, Tarzan, go ahead and make me a.
That's right. I got you. Make you invisible. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Damn. So that's a fail. But
no, it isn't. I'm using my triumph.
Oh, you had a pocketed triumph. That's right. You got one more left in your pocket. That's right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that with that cashed in triumph, that makes it a success. And on top of that, the terrain shifts once more. As you take up your position off to the side of the smoke to allow you to be able to get line of sight on anybody approaching the smoke screen. Another tower raises up beside you, actually underneath you, and raises you to an elevated position where you're above the smoke, and you can see down onto the combat floor or the holopark floor. As of now, no one has spotted you. You are currently hidden in an elevated position next, online with Dove. That ends your turn. Shav, it is now your turn.
So the vibe is that we are turning on these people and trying to eliminate them. That's what I'm getting from everyone.
Everybody just dispersed, and no one has shot back at them yet. Raul, on the other hand, has started making way for the exit.
All would have suggested that direction for Chav.
GM very. So we're in, like, you described this as a hollow park,
A constantly evolving holopark, yes.
and I know the answer, but the scene has changed since the last time that I asked it. Is there anything akin to a vehicle nearby?
Raul pointed out the exit that could possibly lead to some vehicles. But in here, there's a bunch of hover platforms that project a type a animal pulled cart as it passes by you.
But I can't actually pilot a holographic projection.
You can try.
Oh,
You may certainly try. You want to, you can give me a hard computers check to try and manipulate the circuitry and get it to go faster.
To imagine running somebody over with it. Another stupid question that I'm pretty sure the answer is not going to be fortunate to. But knowing that we're still in the beginning stages of our pursuit, whereabouts are we in Cloud City in reference to where we were shopping?
Well, you're shopping on two different sections of Bestman. I'm going to get a little more specifics. In Port Town specifically?
Depends. What kind of places did we go in Port Town for shopping?
Port Town is where you went shopping for the flight suit.
So this is where Honest Grex is?
Honest Grex, that's a good question. Let me pull up
Galt
his...
here.
Galt is down in this level, yes. Honest Grex is level 10. Level 10. 6. Who's on 6? 6 is 4.5. So 6 is just above him, so 4.5. So about a couple levels down. Give me an exact fucking level. We're gonna say they're on level 126 because they're just below 4.5 Cantina. And you guys are down we're down at 12. You guys had made your way up towards to get to the landing pad that Arend wanted you to meet his escort at, and have since then made your way out towards the exterior of Cloud City to try and find a spaceport to get out. So I would say you're probably a level below landing pad 124A. So you're on level 125.
So, in terms of game mechanics, how many turns until I could be at this destination? Many?
To where? You want to get to Honest Rex?
That's correct, specifically.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honest Rex, yeah. You guys are 125. Yeah, it's going to take a little long-ass time.
Okay, then we need a more immediate solution. So, yes, I will follow Raw on the way out.
Yeah.
But not confident that I will be able to actually hit anything. Could I throw what could best be described as suppressing fire at whoever I could see to drive them into a more advantageous position for Ojo or Dove? If I hit him, I hit. But I feel like I would be better suited to trying to set somebody else up.
No worries. Go ahead and give me a range attack at your target of choice with 2 setback to account for blind fire.
Okay. Blind fire.
Well, you said you're just trying to suppress them to push them into a specific direction.
Okay, so I've never actually had to make an attack roll against somebody.
The weapons tab on to the right is going to be the tab that you need to select. It's going to give you the option to choose a target, which is indicated by the red reticle. So you choose whichever target you're trying to go for, not Arend or Aris. I need to pull them off the table. There we go.
So I'm looking at goons primarily. I don't think that I could get Gantel Drow, right?
You can pick whoever you want. You got Wingard officers. You got Shen's goons, or it's supposed to be Grayson's goons, but you get the idea. And then Gantel Drow.
If I have line of sight on Gantel Drow, I'd give that a shot. So I select him.
Okay.
And then
you guys are at medium range, so select medium range. And then the weapon of your choice that you're using.
This is going to be the only one that I can, right? And it's got a range of short, so I can't even do that.
Oh, you can. Just hit select me.
Raise the difficulty.
It's just going to raise the difficulty, yeah. So select the weapon, and then go ahead and add 2 setback to it as well. Unless it automatically accounts for that. I don't know. We'll see.
It gave me 1.
It gave you 1 automatically, so it's still another 2. So I think the 1 that you got was for a different for being outside of the range of the weapon.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
Ooh, okay. Well, we'll go ahead and count those advantages as the intended reason for your you shooting at him was to try and direct him towards where you last saw Oho ran off. So yeah, you dip off, you get out from behind cover and use a hovering platform as your means of bounding cover. And as you're moving, you reach over top of this hollow projected animal-drawn cart and just fire off a series of volleys into the smoke screen. Not realizing it, your volleys pass overhead of Gantel Drow, who instinctually dives behind cover closer to Oho's position. So you got the intended result out of what you were hoping to achieve. Up next, we have, and then as you're bounding, you're making your way towards the northeast exit. We're going to have the Wingguard officers go up next, as they are off the side of the. Since they're off to the side, they're able to see Oho, or Rawl, not Oho, because Oho is in the fucking wind. Rawl dip out and no, we don't, unfortunately, Victor. They see you making for the northeast exit. They're going to take a shot at you. This is at medium range, and with their Relby K23 blaster pistol, they'll pull. We'll cash in a dark side for ability upgrade. And fire. That's a success. You take 7 damage. And the terrain begins to shift once more as a spire raises up over them and projects a cover of darkness around them, increasing their defense by 1 for 1 round until the next round. They're doing good. They will push forward and into that darkness and take up a defensive position there. Next is. Stop moving. Grayson's security team. They're just gonna take aim and fire blindly through the smoke screen. Who's still in front of them? Let's go Dove, build pool, and it's going to be with a setback from the smoke screen grenades. How much setback does the grenades impose?
That's a raw question.
Adds +2 to blaster shooter difficulty.
So increases difficulty by 2. Okay, interesting. Okay, increases their difficulty by 2. And then because Dove is on an elevated position, that's where the setback guys comes from. Okay, cool. All right, they're gonna take a shot, and they still fucking land. Jesus Christ. Am I counting this right? Is it 6 or 7? Damage is 12, but there's a parentheses of 9. Am I fucking this up again? Parentheses of 9 is the base damage. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you take 12 damage. Minus your soak. Oh, that's a threat of 3. They succeeded at with a cost. The light of so the terrain begins to shift once more. The light of Christophas's sun shines through one of the tall crystal spires and pierces the dim light of the environment with a ray that shines like a spotlight upon the security team of Grayson's security team. Any attacks made against them gains a boost until the end of their next turn. So anybody that takes a shot at Shen's goons or Grayson's goons gets a boost die on top of that. They will push forward into the smoke cloud and take up a position there. And that will end their turn. We're back at the start of initiative. Players, you have a moment to discuss and figure out who's going to go when.
Dub, what you got?
Which one of them shot me?
that would be the goons.
Oh, okay.
I've never
They
felt
just-
more concerned for an NPC.
Oh,
They had moved into short. They're still medium range from you because of the fact that you're on an elevated platform. So yeah, medium range from you.
Do iron blasters affect humanoids?
They cause disorientation, I believe.
Yes. Yes, they have a disorient of 5.
In a short range.
Correct. Correct.
And stun damage only for droids.
How many of them would I get with a frag grenade at short range? Hypothetically.
Fragmentation
And I-
grenade has a short range. Blast of 6, limited ammo of 1.
Before you commit, which grenade did you give Oho before when you were in the garbage disposal chute?
That was also a frag grenade. I only had frag grenades.
Did you not? I had thought that when we had dispersed the grenades before, Raw had given you a thunderbolt detonator as well.
I did not catch that,
Yes,
but I will add it.
that had been a thing. It has a
Okay.
blast of
What is the
15.
range and damage on that thermal detonator?
It's a blast range of short, but it's a blast of 15.
Short. 15.
And it does
What
skill is-
20 damage.
20 damage. What skill is that under?
Range light.
Range light, yeah.
Oh, really? In that case, yeah.
So yeah, they're at medium range, so you can throw it. It's you can still throw it. It just adds a difficulty to the range attack. But yeah, you could catch. I would say you could catch at least 4 of them. With the
Right.
knowing the capabilities of a thermal detonator, you could catch 4 of them and deal significant damage.
So they're medium range with a thermal detonator.
Yeah.
I
Medium
would
range
like
of
to-
you, and you can use the blast range of it will catch at least 4 of them.
I would like to use my thermal detonator and my brace maneuver to remove 1 setback die that was added by environmental circumstance, which might
Okay.
be
The smoke screen,
And-
yeah.
a boost die, right? Because it's that group. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Are they selectable as a target?
Yes, they are. Shen's
Shen's-
goons.
Shen's goons, medium range. What's the crit on that thing? On the thermal detonator? Do we know?
2.
2. Beg your pardon. We'll just keep that in mind. I just haven't added it to its stats. Building pool and a boost die. So
It
3
also
proficiency dice, 1 boost, 2 setback, 2 purple dice. Right? 2 difficulties.
Sounds right.
Is that with my maneuver?
No, this is
Or
just
that-
an action to use.
No, as in like the brace maneuver to remove a setback die. Is that
Oh yeah.
so? It would be 1 difficulty.
Okay. Sounds good. Easy throw.
It also has a breach of 1 and a vicious of 4.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Oh!
And if it crits on a 2, is that a crit? I just didn't
Yeah,
add the
that,
crit before I rolled.
yeah, that's a crit. And you critted twice.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Half love, man. Thank you.
Yeah. No, you wiped out the squad.
I love that this started with Dia going, "Which one of them shot me?" and then goes to the entire board.
And you were friends too.
Yeah,
I
they're-
cast
they're-
Fireball.
It doesn't matter. I didn't ask how big the room was.
I said I cast Fireball. Yeah, the
Which one shot? You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna kill them all. It's fine.
yeah, you
Never mind. I'll just.
Yeah, no fucking way. Yeah, you take a hit, and at first you weren't gonna try and not do too much damage to the environment, the park itself, but that shot fucking hurt. So you're like, you know what? Fuck this park and fuck these guys, and you toss this fucking thermal detonator, and I'm gonna say with that double crit, the reason why I got every single one of them was because it created a chain reaction event where several hollow projectors or hollow displays simultaneously or one after the other combusted, sending shrapnel in all fucking directions around these guys. The smoke intensifies around the area, but you from up above, Dove, can see that this entire squad got wiped out by this chain of events, and all that's left from Grayson's security team is the Fell that remained behind cover after narrowly dodging blind fire from Chav.
Oops.
With a
What a
blast
shame.
of 15, does that affect the others as well?
The Cloud City guard did not enter the smoke cloud. They had remained behind cover.
Got it. Okay. All right.
That being said, Gantel Dro gets up from behind cover, seeing his security team wiped out. He, what does he have? Doesn't have anything. They're dead, so we're gonna get rid of them. He's gonna use his action to dip behind cover as he feels exposed after seeing Dove up top. He's gonna use this opportunity to use the cover of a spire that had just gone up and slip into the shadows. It's gonna be an average stealth check, and he gets 2 boosts with that. And Dove, as soon as as quickly as you're able to see him, he quickly disappears, and you are no longer able to see him anymore. And he maneuvers westward, unknowingly towards you, Oho. That ends his turn. Up next player.
How far to the door is Raw right now?
I would say it is short. Either what's the range spans? Yeah, short distance.
Okay.
You just use a maneuver, and you'll be in engaged distance with the door.
Okay.
Or you can use your action to do a double maneuver and get through the door and start looking for an escape vehicle or something.
Not quite yet. Is there a console or something in front of the door? Like, all right, above the table, the plan of action is to conceal another thermal grenade, the last one, in a way that it is facing the door, but is not able to be seen by someone who is pursuing from the other direction to the door.
So a thermal detonator is not a directional charge; it's an area weapon.
Correct, but I'm trying to make it not be visible, so someone would just walk by it.
All right, you're gonna have to set up. Take time to set up a either a delayed timer or
It could
a. I believe
let me double
thermal
check.
detonators do not have the ability to be censored.
No, it's not.
So you can. I know they do have a timer.
Yeah, they do, or as well as using a dead man switch. Okay, never mind.
You can utilize that dead band switch in the means of setting up a hair trigger, which you'll have to risk the party possibly tripping it and being caught in that blast as opposed to your intended target.
Well, if I did that, I would just tell them over the comms not to go by that area.
The only means of escape, or go
It's our
through
first
the.
episode all over again.
How far is the rest of the party behind me? Can they make it within 3 rounds?
I mean, all of them are able to do to at least get to the door with 2 maneuvers. They're just currently dealing with with your guys' pursuers. So the only ones that are going to take more than 2 maneuvers are Dove and Oho, as they have taken up elevated positions. But Chav is right behind you.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Raw is going to quickly make a maneuver over to that position by the door.
Okay.
And he's going to set the thermal detonator behind a little console area right in front of the door. Set it for 3 rounds. Is it up to 3 rounds, or is it 3 rounds and that's it?
It goes
Can I
off on the. It goes off on your initiative. So the 3rd round, once it reaches your initiative, that's when the grenade goes off.
Right, but do I have to set it to 3 rounds, or can I shorten the timer?
You can shorten the timer too. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be 3 rounds. It's just whether or not your target or whether or not targets will be in range of it, or your intended targets, that I should say, will be in range of it.
He's going to set the thermal detonator for 2 rounds, and he's going to come over on the comm link. I'm priming the thermal detonator. Get here now, as soon as possible. We'll try and see what we can find on the other side, but this exit is toast.
Okay.
And then cut the link. And then he's going to face the door and attempts to begin figuring out how to open it.
As soon as you approach it, it's not locked. As soon as you approach it, it reacts to your signature and just open, and you can see out into the dreary or the buzzing spaceport that is now reacting to the sounds of blaster fire and grenades going off as people are screaming and rushing past, trying to get away from the source of the sounds,
Any
seeing
vehicles?
you emerge. In close proximity of you, not currently. There is one, but it is currently being loaded. A couple civilians are loading up into it now and are getting it fired up to take off. With that, we got the next player. But before that, let's go ahead and take a quick 10-minute intermission to go ahead and get resituated. We will be back shortly. Stay tuned. Don't miss the continuation of the Core Atlas's grand escape from pursuance. We'll see you shortly. Hello and welcome back, my lovely Tubi Dicers. It's your boy, Daddy Tarzan, and the rest of the Tubi Dice crew. Matt's currently indisposed, but that's okay. Just a quick slate for the week. Wednesday, Dimensional Dial of Dr. Diego, as usual, at around 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. Be on the lookout for that. Tales of Varden. I believe we are on track for that. Maybe. Victor? Yeah? Okay, cool. Cool. So, back on track with Tales of Varden. And then wash, rinse, repeat. Still to be diced on the next episode of Frontiers of Ebron, as we're still trying to hash out the schedules for that. But be on the lookout for that, and I'll post an announcement video as soon as it's made available, known. And other than that, you can catch us all on the TikToks. If you follow us individually, you'll get frequent updates on character creations and whatnot. You can see some of the very detailed cosplays that some of these wonderful individuals turn out. All that and more with To Be Diced. And let's go ahead and pick back up where we left off with Oho.
All right. So, do I currently have a sight of Gentle?
Yes, Gantel Dro is currently underneath you. He is unaware of your current position as he was being suppressed by Chav prior and wasn't able to get his eyes on your position.
So, the question, Sir DM, is how are we treating that attack? If I were to attack him right now.
Given that you're hidden, this will be treated as an automatic crit if you do land the attack. So it just depends on the manner of what a type of attack are you trying to pull off. Are you getting closer because that's going to require a different stealth check?
No.
Or are you going to attempt to do this at range?
If I am not mistaken, how far above him am I?
This would be considered short range.
Would I take penalty damage if I were to fall onto him with short distance?
That's a good question. There is a mechanic for for fall damage.
Also, and this is just me picking hairs to try to make this easier on me. You said that a platform arose that he was able to take cover on. That platform would basically be taller than the actual ground that is the current distance. So would me landing in one of those positions make it less of a difficulty damage, or just make it a easy jump? Like I don't need to worry about fall damage?
So you're trying to get to a different position without taking fall damage, and then trying to maintain it?
I am attempting to make this all one swoop. It's one single move that involves him attacking Gento at close range.
Okay.
I just want to know if the current position is doable for me to do without risking the damage, because I took a good amount in the last attack I was given.
So here's the fall damage. Okay, cool. If you were to take a fall, if you were to take the fall willingly, you can make an average athletics check. Each success reduces the damage suffered by 1, while each advantage reduces the strain suffered by 1. A triumph could reduce the overall damage fallen by 1 range band. So you could cash in your pocketed triumph to automatically succeed this coordination or athletics check.
How much is the
to,
damage that I would take from that distance?
10 physical, 10 strain.
But no damage?
You would take 10 damage physical and then 10 strain as well from the fall from short distance. You can use your pocketed triumph to take no damage at all.
No, I can't risk it. I need that triumph.
However, you can maneuver down the platform with a maneuver. You'll just have to make a new stealth check in order to maintain your hidden position from Gantel.
Would I be able to attack on that same turn?
Yeah, I just need to make sure that you're not catching that. To make sure that you're either catching him by surprise or he becomes aware of your position.
Okay, let's try that.
All right. So you start scaling down the side of this hover platform or this elevated platform and making your way quietly towards Gantel Dro after getting this message from Rawl of the ticking time bomb that he's left behind. Go ahead and roll that stealth check. Average. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm doing that for you. Sorry.
I was about to say.
Like, oh, we were waiting. My bad. I'm doing it. Okay.
Invisible already gone, and you didn't even notice.
All right. Here it comes. All right, you succeed. You get in. You manage to quietly scale down the side of the platform and get down and reach Gantel's position without him becoming aware of your approaching. Oh.
Great. Oho is going to attempt to strike. And then
Yeah, brass knuckles or vibro sword that you can use.
vibro swords, sir.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Build pool. You get a setback. Why does he get a setback?
Because he's that cool.
Oh, why does Oho get a setback?
Oh, that's a lie. You don't see anything.
And select. There we go. Engaged. There we go. Build. Yeah, you still get a setback for some reason. What does Gantel have that puts a setback on somebody?
Nothing. Take it away.
The
Interesting.
vigilance. Either way, he should have.
Oh, it's his defense. That's why.
Mm.
He has protection.
Before we roll this and things get really out of hand, just a reminder that if Ojo gets, I believe it's at least one advantage on this, he's critting and doing 20 damage
Kill this poor
on
guy.
top of whatever else.
Technically,
All right.
Tarzan already said that this is a stealth attack surprise, so there's automatically a crit if I hit.
Yeah. Automatic crit. However, I'm going to cash in my last dark side token to increase the difficulty to a challenge.
Of course.
Let's go ahead and roll that die. Motherfucker.
Someone tell me.
Damn.
Well,
3 successes, 1 threat. And that's not a crit.
Awesome.
Tell me. Are you killing this guy or are you just leaving a message?
Okay.
How do you want to do this? Essentially is what I'm asking.
Oho is not a Oho is a tough cookie. He's not a vicious one. he has honor. So he acts in that way, even in the darkest of choices. As Oho moves to Gentel, as Gentel is taking cover and attempting to shoot at Dove, Oho moves smoothly as he descends this thing, sliding down quietly, crouching and moving and maneuvering around to get to the best position as his blade is under his cloak. And finally, as he sees Gentel reload, ready for another shot, it's just a fragment of a second where Oho steps to basically be right almost shoulder to shoulder with Gentel to allow Gentel to have one brief moment of seeing who it was. And in that fragment of a second that Oho makes that move, there's a swift, graceful, whistling whoosh as his arm makes the strike, and then in the same motion, the hand with the blade once more disappear under the cloak. Gentel Dro's body freezes for a second before the knees buckle, and as it falls into its knees and the body drops, the head rolls.
Woo! I
And
love it.
if allowed, Sir DM, Oho takes the comm link that Genteldro used to give away their location, activates it, and says into it, "Do you all get paid enough for this?" And he grabs the head and throws it into the rest of the soldiers that are currently in pursuit.
Love it. So by this point in time, as that happens, you watch as Bird Naxus and his squad enters the Hollow Park, and you can see them coming. A look of shock on Gantel's face remains after you removed it from his body. The corner of his lips twinging ever so slightly with the last remaining signals being transmitted from his brain to the rest of his body and or the rest of his face. You pick up the head of this Defel and throw it towards Burn Axis and his squad. The head landing with a sickening crack as it rolls on its side, the face towards Burn Axis and his squad. And you activate the communicator. Do you get paid enough for this? Burn Axis and his team immediately retreat. That being said, there's still the Cloud City Guard to deal with. Well fucking done.
That is
Well done.
plenty enough for me. I gotta hop off. You guys keep crushing it. And I will say, if needed, we still have a triumph to use.
This is true. All right. Thank you for joining us, Victor. Get some rest. We love you, and we'll catch you on the next session.
Love you guys.
You mean we gotta follow that up?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
I
You
believe
two
in
need to do some kills now. Ral, Chav, bring it on.
And then Victor, send me any notes you have and DMs how you want your character to progress through the rest of the session. Okay.
Will do.
Alrighty. With that, that's the conclusion of Oho's turn. We have all that's left. Chav, how do you proceed after seeing one of your comrades pull off a extravagant maneuver like that?
I'll be honest, thematically, Chav probably barely would have caught it because he's still trying to just get out of this door.
Yeah.
Knowing his skill set, knowing what's going on, he knows the best thing that he can do for the party is try to secure transportation. So, number one, can I make it out the door that Rawl is at?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and you utilize your two maneuvers to go ahead and get outside, and you're immediately begin
to get out is both maneuvers.
Yeah, it would have taken you two maneuvers because you were short distance. So two maneuvers gets you outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, you get outside. Go ahead and roll me a average perception check to try and find a vehicle.
Guys, we're at full light side. Do you mind if I grab one of them?
Oh, yeah. After that move, go ahead.
Roll the dice. That's 2 successes.
Good shit. 2 successes, 2 threats.
Can't threaten me. Please don't.
I'm fragile.
You spot a vehicle, currently unoccupied, but there are 2 guards in between you and that vehicle that are trying to calm down the citizens that are panicking all around this this street or the starport. So you can get to a vehicle. You're just gonna have to get past 2 local guards or trying to keep the peace.
They're not specifically trying to guard this vehicle. They're just trying to get the public that's racing and running around to chill out.
They're trying to get an understanding of what the situation is and trying to direct people safely away from the area. As there's blaster fire and explosions going off just behind you. And soon to be another explosion.
So Chav's going to just try to sprint for that vehicle. And if they look in his direction like they're going to try to get him to stop or slow down or say anything to him, he's just going to scream at the top of his lungs in the most panicked face that he can muster, "We're all gonna fucking die!" And just stop right by him.
Okay.
He just wants to get the hell out of here, but he's really just going for that speed.
Gotcha. All right, got you. We'll find out the results of that next turn or next round. With that, fucking Gantel's dead. Morris Grayson's security team is dead, and Burn Naxus and his team said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." All that's left is the Wingguard officers that are in pursuit. Who's left in here? We still have Dove and Oho, who had made his way down to the lower level to start making his way out. So, There's still a cloud of smoke in front of them in Oho's direction, so they can't really get a line of sight on him. Dove, you've dropped a grenade down from your position. That wouldn't necessarily give away your position unless they were able to spot a small ball falling from it. Dove, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Average difficulty.
Zero successes, 4 advantages. Can I use one of our light side tokens?
If you want to. I'm not going to stop you.
Sure. So
Just
what
roll
would
just roll a proficiency die.
roll a proficiency die? Nah.
Motherfucker.
Another one. No, just kidding. It's fine.
Um,
All
right.
stopper.
You're still in an elevated position. So that's going to grant you some cover. Okay, so that's going to be. They've spotted you. Fucking Oho's stealth check is astronomical. Let's see if let's get a perception check from these guys and see if they actually are perceptive. Give a setback for the smoke screen, a setback for Dove's elevated position. None the wiser. All right. So by this point in time, they are maneuvering towards the center of the room where the destruction originated from. Two of the 6 break off and start making for the exit that they just saw Chavin Rawl go through. The main body or the main team sweeping the area, unaware of both you and Oho. They just take their time to sweep the area to try and identify any targets at the moment. So they spend their time investigating. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, that perception check was their investigation. Never mind. So yeah, they just spent their turn looking around, trying to find a target. All right. There's no NPC because they're dead. We are back at the top of the initiative. That's 1 round down. Once the next round comes around, round. Once at the end of the next round of Rawl's turn, which was on the 3rd PC slot, that thermal detonator goes off. So you still have 1 round to get out of Dodge. That being said, Oho is going to take the first slot and sacrifice a action to do 2 maneuvers and make his way towards the exit. Use about medium distance from it, so he's going to be in engaged range of the door. I'm going to have him do another stealth check to try and avoid detection from the wing guard that are investigating the door. And they're not very fucking perceptive, so I'm sure he's not worried about it. Yeah, he's not worried about it. Jesus, and he gets another fucking triumph. I'm gonna need you to chill the fuck out. Next, whoever wants to go.
How many moves is it going to take to get out of here?
2 maneuvers will get you to engage range from your position to the northeast exit.
Would 1 maneuver get me within short range?
Yes.
Of the pursuits? I'd like to use 1 maneuver to get into that range and also an action to shoot at one of the 2 wing guards following.
Okay. You get in position and take up cover behind a the terrain shifts and turns into a courtroom, and you take up position behind the bailiff's podium, and you step out from behind cover and line up a shot on the wing guard that's investigating the door. Go ahead and roll an attack.
That's 5 successes.
Yeesh. Fucking 17 damage? What did you use?
A light repeating blaster.
Oh my god. Yeah, well,
That's
you...
Short. Oh, sorry, wait, wasn't my light... Sorry, it wasn't my light repeating blaster. It was...
Auto fire, yeah, that's the fucking light repeating blaster.
No, that shouldn't hurt. Sorry, that's probably my bad. I pressed the wrong thing because that's actually meant to be long ranged. So, disregard that roll. The wrong pool. My bad. Please hold. It would not have been that much damage. It was... Was it the light repeating blaster? Or was it my disruptor pistol? I think it was meant to be my disruptor pistol. My bad. Let me try that again.
You could have let it stand.
One success, 2 advantages, and it crits on a 2. So
That
that's
does.
11 damage.
Yeah, I factored that in. Look at that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. How do you want to take out these 2 guards that are investigating the door?
Well, since they're essentially following one after the other, Dub is going to line it up so that a single bullet can go through the head of one and into the other.
Okay. So you swing out from behind the cover of this bailiff podium and line up. You take a deep breath, fire off that one volley, and it drills right through the first wing guard officer's face and penetrates the wing officer behind him, and the 2 of them drop simultaneously. Well done. There's still 4 more remaining at the center of this hollow park, but they have just now been alerted to your presence as they heard the blaster volley. But you guys are both within short range and engage range of the exit of this facility. That ends your turn. The first round of the timer for the thermal detonator has just ended. Next round, Rawl, you know that the detonator goes off. That being said, Rawl or Chav, your turn.
So both of them are dead. There's no one else pursuing us, correct?
There's still 4 more wing guard officers, but
okay.
Further in.
How far back from the doorway are they?
You do not have line of sight on them as they are deeper inside the hollow park. You are outside the facility with Chav looking for a escape vehicle.
I didn't go far from the doorway. I just kind of peeked outside.
You're gonna stay in blast range of your own grenade?
I mean, yeah. Right now, I know how much time is there.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, you peek inside. They're about medium range from both you and Dove, or Oho, as he's at the door, and Dove is just right behind him.
Okay. Would they be able to make it past the door next round with how much movement?
They would have to spend 2 maneuvers, which would get them in engaged range of the door. So that would put them right on top of it.
Rawl's gonna throw his last smoke grenade at right there at the door, and then beat feet to where Chav is headed towards the the car that he's trying to hack into.
All right. We're going to go ahead and populate this guy on the map.
And
As he,
as he's running, he's gonna talk on the comms to Dub and Oho. Just push through the smoke, and that's it.
all right. To we'll go ahead and pick up with why did it push back the initiative? With that, Rawl, with the end of Rawl's turn, the smoke grenade going off, Chav, you watch as the Wingard sergeant, or the sergeant of the security of this area, takes notice to the smoke grenade going off, and he sees you guys running from the source of the calamity. He runs up in between the two. Or actually, it's still your turn, but you get a sense that he's become aware of you guys' activity.
If you will allow, with that, after Brawl is off the comm, he's gonna shout to the general vicinity, "Fire! There's a fire!" As he's just following suit with Chav.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a hard deception check. Or coercion.
Which one? Deception or coercion?
Oh, is there a deception? Yeah, deception then.
Yeah. Raul, what kind of score do you have for deception?
I have 2 ability die. I have a higher chance with coercion.
Oh,
Coercion's more of coercion's more of like a threat, like a convincing under duress. This is more of a convincing under duress.
It's under duress.
Unless you specifically tell them, get out of here, there's a fire. Then it's
Yeah.
coercion.
Yeah, let's go with deception because you're trying to. You're also acting out a fire, as if there's a fire going on, as opposed to you were just involved in a shootout inside of the Hall of Parks.
Can I now utilize my sense advantage to impose 2 setback die to this sergeant's check against my deception?
One thing at a time. Just roll. Okay.
Well, that's not what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Can I spend a life side token to hopefully turn that into that?
well, that's what I was going to be trying to get at, because technically wouldn't Chad be helping and you could get a boost die?
I mean, so like, yeah, I guess. I mean, technically his turn would have ended, so it would be up to you in that case if you're gonna continue the charade.
So
I mean, I'll roll it if you want me to. Deception specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Okay. So you're running out and shouting the same shit. Shit! Fire! Okay.
We're all
right.
gonna die. Insight.
That's a good That's a good point. Let's see if they can see through this shit.
I say no.
Setback die.
This would be a discipline against hard. He says he's imposing a setback. Okay.
Two setbacks. That's what the sense advantage is. 2 setbacks, but that's okay. They still fail.
No, they succeeded. Only you had to roll against 1 failure. So they succeed in the with 1 success and 2 threats.
Against Chav's 4 successes, though.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That is a good point. Oh, well.
Convincing actor.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Seeing the smoke and hearing the pop, or hearing the pop and seeing smoke, and you and Rawl running out of the source. They rush over to investigate, and yeah, it seems you have successfully convinced them that there is a fire instead of an active shootout, or possibly both.
Okay.
All right, Chav, what are you doing?
Well, if that works, I'm sprinting right past them, and quick check, is the closest speeder to me unlocked? Closest, there's more than one option, whichever one looks the fastest, or can definitely accommodate 4 people.
So you spot just a standard sky car, open cabin. So you just hop over the frame and into the driver's seat. You know how to hotwire cars, so you go ahead and start working your magic. Go ahead and roll me an easy mechanics check. Ooh.
May I apply the mechanical Dianoga?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Rules as written, that would remove 2 setback die from this check. I don't know if this would possibly give me a boost like it did for Dove earlier.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. 2 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay, so it doesn't start up immediately. You start messing around with some wires, and you start trying to hotwire, and you hear the engine turning over, but it doesn't start this turn. But you're on the right track. You just need a little more time. So that's the situation. That ends your turn. You're getting the car ready to go here in a moment. The guards that were trying to calm down maintain the peace immediately rush over to the smoke and begin investigating over there. Just calling out to anybody inside. This way, come out of the building. The exit's over here. And that ends his turn. Up next, we still have Dove inside, and Oho is just making his way out. So that's who the guards first sees. Oho, Dove, you're further in.
If no one is actively pursuing Dove, she's gonna tuck away her blaster and move towards the exit.
That's a good point. Let's go ahead and get a hard perception check from the Wayne Guard Sergeant. See if he, with the setback, because there is smoke. And you are stowing away blaster with a. Oh, you got a light repeating blaster on your back too.
I have my destructor pistol, which actually was out, has a filed front sight for easier
Concealment, right?
Yes. That
but
was
you
an
also
intentional.
right. All right. You also have the blaster rifle, right?
I sure do.
Yeah. That's an encumbrance of 7. That's gonna be hard to conceal. Go ahead and give me an average stealth check as you're making your way past these guys to try and obscure your blaster rifle from their line of sight.
It's only a cubism rating of 2 with my weapon harness. Auto fire cubism 4, 2 with a weapon harness.
Yeah.
That is a stealth.
Yeah. Okay.
2 successes,
Yeah.
2 advantages.
Yeah, you.
I would like to remind the party that we still have a triumph.
Yeah, you got 2 of them. I would say it's still a failure unless you utilize that triumph to succeed. This will allow you to slip past the guard without your blaster rifle on your back being noticed.
Unless anyone is opposed, I'll do that because we are running out of time.
Mm-hmm.
I will mention our triumph.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You angle your as you're making your way out. You see a silhouette of 2 men approaching the northeast exit. You holster your holdout blaster as you make your way into the smoke cloud, turning your back ever so slightly so the buttstock of your light repeating blaster remains behind your head and out of direct line of sight as you maneuver past them. Hurry, miss! Make your way out of the building. Everyone, is there anyone else inside?
Was there anyone else inside?
You are very much aware of the wing guard in pursuit of you.
No one else that I saw.
Okay. You make your way. You make your way out. The guards remain behind for a couple more seconds just to make sure that there's no one else that they can see making their way out and needs guidance. And you and Oho rush over to where Rawl and Chav are loaded up into a vehicle at the moment, and Chav is struggling but getting the car going. You can hear the engines turning over, and you get loaded up. Chav, go ahead and give me one more mechanics roll. This time, easy difficulty. All right. Oho and Dove hop over the frame and into the back seat, and with that, the engines fire up, and you guys begin to lift off. There's a breath of relief as you begin to ascend into the traffic overhead. Shortly after you ascend, the sound of a cacophonous explosion takes place as a hail of screams echoes out behind you in your wake as people react to the second explosion that takes place at the Hollow Parks Gallery. At this time, I would like everybody to add 10 points of obligation to their character sheets as you have became criminals of Cloud City. Chav, what is your destination?
What an interesting question. See,
You know, you're a level below your landing pad 124A. You are not actively at the moment, but you know you are going to soon become criminals of Cloud City as you rained havoc across the lower depths of Cloud City.
huh.
You know you have to get off the planet quickly.
See, but that's a fun thing that I need to talk to everybody about because us and getting off this planet. The Nothoan Chimera is parked at Arn Shen's landing pad. And all of our shit, if we didn't specifically leave it on the Chimera, is in Arn Shen's apartment. And furthermore, just to add insult to injury, we have 250,000 credits in Arn Shen's bank account.
Is revenge in the air? Is that revenge I'm smelling?
One, we left the apartment to go to the landing pad that was provided for the rigged speeder, correct?
No, we didn't make it up to the apartment. We
You didn't have time.
Exfiltrating from the heist.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You didn't have time to get back to the apartment.
got it. Okay, so we didn't meet up with everybody else at the apartment. Got it.
No, you met at the lower depths where Oho and Dove had gone down the garbage chute of the museum to avoid being apprehended by Ganteldro.
We were in
Wasn't
a
cracking.
fucking alley.
Cool.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Raw's gonna lean forward. Right, whatever we do, we need to ditch this car fast. Because whatever security they have around the establishment will probably have tracked this vehicle. So we need to ditch it as fast as possible.
Their security's a little preoccupied with the fact that you blew up the fucking building.
You have a point, but
Also, they
Well, I
weren't
saw-
looking for they weren't looking for people jacking speeders. They were looking for terrorists.
Strong words.
It's not a crime if no one saw you, right? Did
But
they
someone
give
did
you a way to access the credits?
So we had access to his account to, like, for a reason other than to deposit shit. We just had that availability and used it to split up the credits. Do we have the ability to withdraw from that account? Or did we, I should say?
The one in control of Arn Shen,
Yeah.
he is the only one that's able to manipulate that account. You just have the ability to make transfers to it. You can deposit into it. You can withdraw from it, unless you hire that hacker that you had to hack into Arn's accounts again.
Maybe. Backup plan. We know for a fact that Orange Shen is fucking up and trying to pull some shot. What about Aris? Do we try to contact her and see if she's like, no, I didn't want that to happen. My dad's an asshole. I have daddy issues. Raul, console me.
Pretty sure that's more of Oho's line of thinking than Rawls. He definitely thinks that all females are porgs. So anyway,
I will say, as you're making this drive, you would have realized in the after the clarity of battle, the the presence of Wingguard officers was extremely light, more so than you would think, given the severity of the crime that you committed with stealing a rare gem at a museum. So, the fact that there was a light law enforcement presence, you have some sense that somebody had a hand in deflecting their attention from you guys.
taking in Chav's question, Raw mulls it over for a second. If we do contact Aris, it would have to be in person and unexpected. Because I feel like if we try to contact her over comlink, it will be either intercepted or she's in on it and is going to double cross us and has time to prepare. So if we do try to contact her and go that route, it'll be fast and hard.
I think we can manage that. All right. Banks the speeder.
All right. So what's your intended destination? Are you going back to the apartment? Finding a new place to hide out?
Oh, wait a minute. Are we gonna fuck up because she's so the auction is over?
Correct.
Okay. Alrighty. So is there an after party for this gala?
No, it's like 5 a.m. at this time. Sun's rising.
In our many data excursions to try to find information, do we happen to uncover where the Shens are housed? Like where their actual houses?
That's going to require some legwork, my friend. Luckily, let's go ahead and get a... First, we're going to need to establish a base of operations. If you're going to continue operating in Cloud City, you're going to have to do so by way of the underground. You're not going to be able to openly operate anymore due to the fact of the events that just took place. So you can try and find a safe house on your own, or you can hit up a contact and see if you can get a safe house through one of your contacts on Cloud City.
Right.
I could consider asking Kaflo's people for that.
We could.
Kaflo's.
We did just give them an angel donation.
Could. Indeed. But do we want to play that trump card this early?
If you want
The
to
very
continue with business,
What
Is there-
about...
alternatively, have a slice of friends.
What about
Seems
smuggler friend, Galt or Ego?
right. I was going to say Galt. I think our slicer friend might be a little bit too in it for himself, a little bit squirrely, if you will. I don't think we should invest our hiding interest in him, even though we did pay him a hefty sum.
You still on good terms with Gold?
Fairly good terms, yes. He did
All
say
right,
he
go
wanted
for
to
it.
continue business relations after this.
Do you have the
we-
burner phone?
I do, yes. But we could also cut our losses here, let the credits stand as they are and take the gem with us. Sell it on a black market somewhere else. Get our credits that way.
It's a lot of credits. It's a
Indeed
lot of
it
effort
is.
for a lot of credits.
Indeed it is. But if we sell it right bidder, we already have plenty of credits. Right. It's not like we're losing here. It's just, do we want to press our advantage?
I've worked harder for less credits. I think that we can make this happen.
So revenge then. Right, then I vote and we go towards goal. I think he's our best bet. He has his own security forces and his own hideouts.
And
Guaranteed.
we have the cover of being in the underground area. I think that's our best bet if we're going to continue operating here. So you, Galt, or Rawl, you pull out the burner communicator and establish communication. Galt doesn't say anything, just sends you coordinates down in the depths within Cloud City, further and deeper down. You guys arrive at a ramshackle apartment complex. Windows boarded up.
Before we actually make it there, I would still recommend that we get rid of the speeder.
Right.
Or
yeah.
if,
That
or
that-
if Bill
that-
has a way to chop it up.
yeah. That actually, yeah, that would be part of that. That could be facilitated by Galt's people, no problem. You guys arrive and get situated within this this safe house. Exhausted, strained, and just somewhat achieved, but also somewhat defeated after a series of events that take place that have just left you racked with these conflicting emotions. You now have a lot on your plate to deal with. Do we enact revenge? Do we cut our losses and make for the Northwind Chimera and get out of Dodge? The Core Atlas crew taking up residence within this safe house. Galt nowhere to be seen at the moment, but you're sure that he's going to hold you to some favors with this dealings. But what's in store for the Core Atlas crew is to be diced. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I greatly appreciate you all. This is effectively the end of the Jewel of Yavin. Almost. This is just a little booktail ending of the story. Catch us next week at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time, Tuesday. Hopefully we'll have the entire crew this time for the entirety of the session. All of you, have a great night. We are 2B Dice Adventures. See you around.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Did he do the thing where he pressed